I am alone on a tropical uninhabited island on the Great Barrier Reef. Lots of spearfishing, lots of snorkeling, and just being alone for 7 days, living off what I can catch. It is absolutely awesome here. Let's get stuck straight into it, and let me show you where I'm going to be camping for the next 7 days. Big open space and very, very shaded. Exactly what I want. I've also got a tarp I can put up in case it rains, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain for a little while. So yeah, this is going to be absolutely awesome. Oh, I'm stinging to get in the water and catch a fish. So let's do that first before we set anything up. All right, let's do it. As a safety precaution, I always load my gun in the water and not on the boat. Triggers can fail, and when they do, they're either going to go in a person, in yourself, or in the boat, and that's definitely not what you want. First drop, only in a few meters of water, and there are lots of rainbow runner fish everywhere, and this is a good sign that the reef is in good condition and I'm also in the right spot, because where there are rainbow runners, there are lots of other fish. You can see it's a bit murky on the bottom here. This is about 5 meters, but still lots of rainbow runner fish, and that gets me really excited because I know I'm definitely in the right spot. Just having a look around for any other fish and also looking at the ground for my next dive. Second drop, here we go, and I spotted a tusky from the surface, so I just pull back a couple of meters and then approach him very slowly. And when I've got him lined up, pop, that's it, I've got him, and yeah, it's a good shot, and I'm going to pull him up to the surface. That is a good fish, good small fish, definitely enough for me anyway. Yeah, good shot and good small fish. Yeah, these things taste really, really nice, and that's a really good fish. Third drop, I've only been here for about 20 minutes in total. Lots of bubbles there, not sure what's going on, but yeah, it looks like a spa bath. Alright, coming up here is a 6-banded angelfish. I don't really like these fish. They can make a lot of noise in the water with thuds when they take off. That thud can work to your advantage or disadvantage depending if you have a target fish in sight. If you don't have a target fish, then that thud can actually draw fish in. So yeah, while I don't like them, they can give you an advantage sometimes. Alright, fourth drop, I've noticed another tusky, larger tusky just under the surface there, and he's not seeing me at all, so I'm going to sneak up on him. Again, just breathing up, taking my time, and just watching that fish as well, make sure that I don't lose that fish. A lot of times people will dive straight down and lose sight of the fish. I always like to keep sight on the fish when I dive, and that way I know exactly where that fish is when I come up to it. And just yeah, breathing up here and getting ready to dive, and here we go. As you see, I haven't put my head under the water, and I pull up to it, and boom, there he is. Got him. That's the way that you do it. Don't put your head down, look away from the fish, always look at the fish, and that way you always keep that fish in target. That's a good shot, good tusky, a little bit bigger than the other one, which is really good. Now I've got 2 fish. Kind of don't need 2 fish, but I couldn't help myself. Yeah, this is a good fish. Mouth open, that's a good shot too, good holding shot, that's not going anywhere. As a rule of thumb, I always brain spike the fish first. It's similar to an ikijimi, a Japanese method, where it kills the brain but keeps the fish alive. Next, I cut the gills, and that's essentially to bleed the fish and get most of the blood out of the meat. Next is to gut the fish, and I do that just to get rid of all the waste. Ooh, maybe the ikijimi didn't work properly. There he goes, swimming away, but looks like the spear's still in. He's still on the spear. Oh no, the spear's come off. Oh shit. Dived down, grabbed him just in time. Can't believe that happened. Oh, what a nut job.
Oh, the one that almost got away. Whew. Fuck.
But it's too much fish to eat on my own, so what I'm going to do, I've got some friends that are camping on the mainland, so I'll take the bigger fish and give it to them now. Oh man, absolute paradise. It is absolute paradise here, and you guys need to get out here because wow, the best, freshest fish you'll ever get in your life. All right, let's go drop this fish off and then see what else we're going to do.
Yes, blessings. Just getting some coconuts.
Oh yeah?
You want some coconuts?
Yeah, I'll swap you.
Fuck
This
yeah,
for some
bro.
coconuts. There you go.
Good stuff, bro. Thank you. What is this one?
Tusky.
Tusky.
Yeah, I shot 2 of them. This is the smallest one.
You just shot him, eh?
Oh, this is the biggest one, yeah. I just shot him 10 minutes ago.
Thanks, bro.
On land, gonna swap that fish for some coconuts.
But yeah, one of the flowers was sticking out and I turned my head and I didn't see it and I just right in the eye, eh?
Oh no.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Yeah.
Drink some coconuts, eat some fish, heal it right up, no problem.
So Kelsey's gonna climb a coconut tree for us and grab us some coconuts so we can take them back to the island. Gonna be really refreshing. These coconuts are so good when they're green. Yeah, beautiful. Coconut for days. Nothing better than foraging and getting coconuts from trees, and super refreshing and massive electrolytes in here. Really good for hydration. I'm gonna love these on the island.
Give him the tourist cut or what?
Yeah, tourist cut.
Woo!
Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, so refreshing.
Whew. I love coconuts. Every day, first thing in the morning. What a life. Give thanks. Crack another nut. Woo! Yeah, coconuts.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, bro. Drink this one today, it's got a crack.
All right, I'll drink that today. All right. See you later.
Thanks, bro.
Alright guys, camp is all set up behind me as you see. I have a tent with a double bed in there and a mattress. I want to be super comfortable while I'm here. I don't want to wake up with aches and pains, that's for sure. And I've got to tell you, this is not really a survival video. While I'll be hunting for protein, fish, I did bring some tomatoes, some onions, some lettuce, and I've got ice on the boat, so any fish that I do catch don't spoil straight away, because usually the fish I catch are quite big and I cannot eat them in one sitting by myself. I'm going to do my best, but I can't eat a whole fish. Or can I? Beautiful coconuts behind me. Such a treat. Swapped it for that fish, and I'm going to be well hydrated for the next 4 or 5 days. That is absolute gold. Oh, so delicious. Oh, that was so good. Whew. One of the bad things about this island is it's covered in this noxious weed behind me. It looks innocent enough, but it's covered in these spines all the way up and down the stem and the trunk, and it is very harmful to birds. What happens if a bird gets underneath it? It will trap the bird, and the bird cannot get out, and it will die. That poor sucker got trapped in there, and it would have been a very, very slow death for him or her. Not a good way to go. Trapped in a bush and slowly just dying. What do you do? That's nature. That's how it works. Time for a rest now. I'm completely knackered. Bit of diving. Went and got some coconuts. And yeah, time for a rest. And when I wake up, I think about cooking that fish. Gonna be absolutely yummy. Welcome to the Salty Gypsy Kitchen, coming to you from the Great Barrier Reef in Far North Queensland. It is absolutely beautiful here, and we're going to cook you up some tuskfish done two ways. The first way is we're going to make a ceviche with some lemons, tomato and onion, Spanish onion, and the second way is to lightly fry the fish in some olive oil. Two ways, going to be absolutely awesome, and I'm going to have a very good dinner, probably go to sleep pretty early because it's a lot of fish, but I've got to feed these mussels somehow, right? All right, let's get stuck into it. So the first way is a ceviche. I'm going to chop the lemons, chop the tomatoes and chop the onion, add the fish, and then just let it kind of cook on its own. The acidity from the lemons will cook the fish really easily, and it's kind of semi-raw, but absolutely beautiful. Once I've done that, then I'll get onto the frying. All right, with the power of video, I'm going to chop all this up in seconds. And there it is, it's all chopped up. I'm just going to add the lemon now. I've got the pan up here with oil in it, and I'm going to start frying that fish. I'm not sure how many lemons I'm going to use, but I'll just gauge it. When it's done, and that will be that, I guess. Oh, look at that. That beautiful lemon going in. So good. All right, let me get the rest of those lemons in, and then we'll start frying. All right, I've added about 3 lemons in there and just patted it all down. I'm just gonna add some salt now and just let that sit, and then we'll get onto this frying. Bit of salt on the fish, bit of salt on the tomatoes. Actually, a lot of salt. I love salt. This is really good salt too. All right, let that sit. Let's get this pan heated up. I'll get this pan hot and then put the fish on. All right, it's all finished. I put the fried fish in with the ceviche, and it's just going to suck up those juices. And we're trying to not wash up with many stuff. So this is an ideal situation. All right, let's give it a taste test. Oh, spot on. Ceviche is spot on. And the fried, even better. With those juices, it just adds that extra flavor. Oh, that is heaven. All right, let me finish this off, and I'll catch you guys later on. Pretty knackered after that meal, and I'm so tired and sleepy, so I might have an early one and get to bed and see if I can catch the sunrise tomorrow morning. All right, I'm out. Cheers. Looks like we're going to get some rain today, and I've already emptied that, and I put up the tarp over the camp, so if it does rain, all my stuff won't get wet, and that's really important. Nothing worse than a wet camp. What to do today? Well, We need another fish because I ate that fish yesterday, the whole fish yesterday. But yeah, there's plenty of fish out here. And eating a fish not long after you've caught it, that is the freshest fish you'll ever get and the best tasting fish you'll ever get. Yeah, it's a highly recommended. All right, let's get back to camp and wake up. Oh yeah, black coffee, bit of honey, perfect. Well, the rain's arrived, kind of puts a dampener on things and the activities. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really starting to bucket down now. And I found a piece of bamboo to put underneath the tarp, and that's going to help the water direct off the campsite. Otherwise, the water will pool here and will make the tarp collapse. But yeah, hopefully this will work and we won't get wet. Just having a quick shave to make sure that the mask, my diving mask, seals on here. This is a real struggle. If you don't shave these areas, then the mask won't seal at all, and then you'll have water in your mask and ruin your dive. So yeah, shave the areas where the mask goes on, and that way water won't get in there. Also under the mustache, you have to kind of just trim that a little bit. That's an area where the water will seep in from. I don't have too many problems there. For me, it's usually just around these areas. All right, I think that'll do it. I think we're done here. Let's go diving. Solo spearfishing is extremely dangerous. There are lots of different things that can go wrong, and in conditions like this, where you've got a bit of current and a bit of wind, your first priority is to make sure that your anchor is set and that your anchor is going to hold, because the last thing you want is the boat leaving you and you're in a different place and you can't get to the boat. That would be absolutely disastrous. You'd have to drift to land if you could make it. This is crocodile country. I don't like my chances. So yeah, first thing, make sure the anchor is set. Secondly, you've got to consider your own health and whether or not you're going to have any kind of medical episode. I'm pretty healthy, I'm lucky. I don't have any medical conditions whatsoever, and so I don't think that's going to be a problem. The next is the risk of blackout. That's really real and should not be ignored, because even if you're doing a lot of shallow diving, you could black out, and if your buoyancy is not right, or you can't get to the surface, or your head goes back in the water, then that's going to mean the end of you. The other danger is sharks. While I've got a good experience with sharks, you can never just lay that into the wind. You need to look at the sharks, determine their behavior, and if they're aggressive, you need to get out of the water. Sharks will get excited when there's a vibration and blood in the water, and you want to get that fish up to you as quickly as you can and get back to the boat as quick as you can. If I shoot a fish, then I'm waiting around for another 5 or 10 minutes before I shoot another fish, just because I want to make sure that there's no sharks lurking anywhere, because one shark can be a problem, 2 sharks definitely, more than that, and it is danger, Will Robinson. So yeah, get out of the water. All right, I'm confident now that the anchor is set, and so I'm going to jump in the water and take a look around. Lighting isn't the best, so my apologies, because the video won't be the clearest, but I want to get down there, spend some time with the marine life, and if so, pop a fish. That would be nice. I mean, had really good luck already, and I'm not hungry, but tonight another fish will be really nice. It's just started to rain again, and there's more coming, but we're here now, so let's get in the water. Oh, drizzle. First drop, and it's going to be a gradual dive to 10 meters, and essentially I'm just getting down here to have a look at the ground. Lots of rainbow runners as previously, which is really good. It's exactly what I'm after. And yeah, just getting down here to have a good look around. Bit murky, but still 5 to 6 meter viz. And yeah, you can see that there's lots of fish activity down here, but not what I'm looking for at the moment. What I'm after is possibly a trout, and I'm not seeing anything down here at the moment. Coming back up, and I spot a trout just in the distance there, little small. Yeah, no, I'm gonna give this one a miss, because yeah, way too small. All right, back to the surface and get another breath and go for my second dive. Second dive, and I spot a giant clam. These things are absolutely everywhere on the reef, and I always drop down and give them a bit of a tickle just to get them to close. I like playing with these things. So beautiful. And this is only a small one. They usually get up to a couple of meters in size. Yeah, but super cute. Love these things. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, not seeing many fish around, but I think that's going to change fairly soon. The more dives you do, the more ground you can cover. Another giant clam, a small one, and these things are so amazing. They've got an inlet and outlet port, and essentially they're just filtering the water for the nutrients, and that's essentially how they feed. Yeah, beautiful. Also have that bioluminescence on them. Yeah, beautiful creatures. Absolutely love them. Back near the boat, I spotted a fish that was in the coral looking at me. It was so well camouflaged at first I didn't know what it was, but then I saw the tail and I knew it was a trout, so I decided to pop it. There we go. Got him. Good shot. Instant kill. And that's what you want. Shooting the fish in this spot severs the spine, and it's an instant kill. That fish is not going to give me any trouble whatsoever. That's a good shot, and that's a really good fish. Nice, beautiful trout. Unbelievable. Look at that, guys. That is a really good coral trout. Visibility was really rubbish down there, and I couldn't see anything. One of my first deep dives down there, I went down to a 10 meters and I saw a small trout, but I didn't want a small trout. I wanted a big trout like this one. And so yeah, I went and explored some more. I saw this guy looking at me. It was behaving like a trout, but I wasn't completely sure because of the really bad viz. Really good fish, and that's going to feed me for a couple of days. I won't need to dive for a few days, and it doesn't look like I'm going to because there is so much rain about. So yeah, I'll put him on ice, and then that can be breakfast, lunch and dinner for a couple of days, I reckon. Yeah, really good fish. Really happy with it. Awesome. Fish is on ice, and it's probably a good time to go for a walk now that the rain is gone and the wind has dropped right off. kind of surreal in a way that I can walk all around this place and the only footprints I'll find are mine, which is, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of comforting. I like that, but yeah, isolated, nobody about. Just the way I like it. Wind on this side of the island, sorry for the microphone. This is the only coconut tree producing coconuts on this island, and I believe it's about 10 years old. Hasn't done that well, but it's here, it's making coconuts. Let's hope it makes more coconuts. There's another island over there which has mangroves all over it. At some point I might try and get over there and see if I can find some crabs. That would be nice, but very difficult to get on. Yeah, so I have to really think about how I'm going to get on there and how I'm going to get off there actually. This is a tree trunk from a coconut tree. Very long. Obviously not from here, but it's drifted from somewhere and landed on the beach here. Little coconut trees growing, which is absolutely awesome. Those seeds would have washed up here from the storms and now they're making coconut trees. This is how coconut trees end up on islands. Eagle feather. Oh yeah, I'll keep that. That's from the resident eagle that lives here. Always a good find when I get one of these. No message in a bottle, but a bottle all the same. Another bottle. These things are everywhere. Sprouted coconut. And some coconut trees. Some more coconut trees here. There's 5 here. Maybe 6. And that's pretty much it. The middle of the island you can't get to because of this noxious weed that has spikes all over it. But easy 10-minute walk. Yeah, beautiful and isolated. On today's menu we have coral trout, 1 slab of coral trout in a coconut curry. And we're going to add some carrots, some zucchini and some onion. We've also got some rice cooking. As soon as the rice is done cooking, I'll start cooking the curry. And then after that's done, I'm going to put these wings on. I'm going to boil those up and that'll be a little bit of a dessert. And damn, this thing always keeps turning off. On the low setting, it just wants to switch off and it's really difficult to cook rice. Hopefully I don't burn it and it'll be all fine. Turn that down a little bit. That should be fine. All right, as soon as this rice is done, I'll start cooking the curry and that will be dinner tonight. Rice is done. I'll now set this to one side and get the curry on. Coconut oil. Generous amount. Let that heat up and then we're going to put the onions straight on. Seems to be hot enough now. Onions are halfway there, so now it's time to add the carrots and then the zucchini. I'm going to add a second pan as a lid because I don't have any lids, and that'll keep all those moisture in there and hopefully those onions won't burn. All right, time to add the zucchini. Put the lid back on. And that should help it cook a lot faster. Those veggies have softened up nicely. And so now I might add the fish and then the paste and coconut cream. coconut cream going in. I like it quite spicy, so maybe a couple of teaspoons, and that should be well more than enough. Yeah, just 1, 2, plenty. Mix it around, try not to spill any, and then put the lid back on. A Thai green curry with coral trout and some rice. Bon appetit. That is awesome. I'm just going to add the fish curry straight to the rice and eat out of the saucepan. I'm not going to have any plates. That's more washing up. We don't do that out on an island. The less washing up, the better. All right, taste test. It's going to be hot, but should be really good. Oh, that is beautiful. Fresh coral trout in a Thai green curry. Whew, that is so good. All right, dinner was done. So full, so much food. I've jumped in the water and had a swim, and also had a freshwater shower from my shower cell hanging up. So now there's nothing left to do than to watch the sunset, and then an early night, like always. Another beautiful sunrise and another beautiful day. Doesn't get much better than this, honestly. So good. Really good. All right, it's that time to get back in the water and have a look around and even maybe catch a fish or a couple more, who knows. Still have the other side of that coral trout, which I'm not going to go hungry, but another fish wouldn't go astray for sure. All right, let's get back on the water and get a fish. Lots of rainbow runners here again, as you see. Plenty of fish activity. Here's an anemone, but unfortunately no clownfish to be seen. I also like structures like this. They are the perfect ambush opportunity, but again, no fish to be found anywhere. A little disappointing, but yeah, I love structures like this. Gives you the perfect vantage point. I get pretty excited when I see tentacles coming out of a cave, and yeah, definitely a lobster. Boom, yeah, got him. Super excited. And this little guy, I shish kebabbed him right down the middle. Awesome. Visibility here was not the greatest. Actually, it was pretty rubbish, to tell you the truth. And no fish whatsoever. I went to my usual spots down there and there was nothing. The last couple of days I've been diving this very spot, and as you saw, a couple of tuskies, a trout. Very, very fishy. But only managed to get this lobster here. He is not the biggest lobster, but it is legal in any respect, and that'll be lobster for one for my lunch or afternoon tea snack. Yeah, I'm looking forward to putting him on the barbecue. I haven't had lobster in a long time, but that's going to be absolutely awesome. All right, let's change spots and find somewhere a little bit clearer and hopefully more fish. How about that? I just pulled up on a bommy here, jumped in the water, loaded the gun, and as soon as I went over the bommy, there was a coral trout just looking at me. And here he is. Yeah, this guy here, I've already gutted him, but yeah, look at that. That is a really good coral trout. Yeah, these things are absolutely beautiful, and you're paying $60 a kilo in the market for this, and they're not fresh. This is fresh. This is the only fresh there is. Yeah, that is really good. All right, he's going on ice, and then I'm gonna move the boat around to the other side of the bommy and jump back in because it looked like it was super fishy. So good. Yeah. Sun is well and truly up, and I think this morning what I'm going to do is go out to a reef that's probably about 10 k's from here. There's not much movement in the tides lately, and east blowing winds, so hopefully that's going to produce some clear waters out there, and that's what I want. I want some clear waters opposed to what I've been diving the last couple of days where you can't see shit really. I've just refueled the boat up, so I've got plenty of fuel now. I'm not going to run out of fuel while I'm out there, which is always a risk. And yeah, it should be really good. So let's do that this morning. Let's go out for a dive, and if we happen to catch a fish, why not? I've got plenty of ice, and yeah, taking some fish back to the mainland would be absolutely awesome at this stage. What I'm looking for is this type of ground here. You see there's a deep gutter, 27 meters with shallow sections on it. Comes up to an embankment. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Not so easy. I did have some marks here, but the marks are not there anymore. Who knows why? But this gutter looks really promising. I think it's the same place I've dove before. And so yeah, let me find a sandy bottom and we'll throw anchor in. Anchor is set in about 13 meters of water. I usually don't anchor in anything more than 20 meters. It's just too hard to retrieve the anchor, and there's more risk of actually the anchor dragging because I don't have that much rope. I've only got 60 meters of rope, and 20 meters depth is probably the limit for that 60 meter rope. All right, let the anchor set, and then we'll get ready to jump in. Hopefully the sun starts coming out and give us some good viz. But yeah, I can see the bottom in about 13 meters, which is what I want. Yeah, awesome. Sharks in Australia have learnt to follow boats. There are a lot of people with boats that are fishing, and so the sharks know that they can get a free meal hanging around boats. When fishermen catch fish, they steal their catch. So as a solo spear fisherman, I always wait about 20 minutes before I jump in the water. I did see a fin over there, so yeah, probably best to wait 20 minutes. Shark will get disinterested and will leave, and I'll be able to dive safely. So yeah, here is one of the coolest creatures in the ocean in my opinion. These big large turtles are not fazed by divers. They'll just swim around and just do their thing. And you see this guy's pretty chill, he's not bothered by me whatsoever. This is about 13 meters of water. You can see it's pretty clear here. And I've got to say I'm pretty happy with the viz. I can see for probably about 20 meters, which is really good. All right, first drop, getting to the bottom. This is about probably 8 to 10 meters and nice coral reef. Just going to sit on the bottom here and just have a look around and see what comes in. Usually fish or fish of my target species will come in for a look whenever they see a figure in the water, because fish are very inquisitive creatures, and that's what gets them unstuck most of the time. All right, going to go to my left here and just looking over the reef, and I noticed there's a little coral trout that's looking at me on the left hand side there. And as I'm approaching him, I'm just going to size him up and see whether or not I want him. But he looks like he's too small, so I'm definitely going to give this guy a miss, especially I've got heaps of coral trout already. All right, heading to the surface and for the next dive. Preparing for my next dive, and there's a coral trout directly underneath me, and so I'm going to prepare to bomb this guy, but just a little bit of a breathe up beforehand, and then we'll get on to getting him. Alright, here we go, and trajectory is good. Pop, yeah, got him, good shot, but he goes underneath the coral, and that's always a bad thing because you can't see what's going on with the fish or the spear, and usually what happens is they come off like this one did, and I'm not happy at all. Yeah, he's off the spear. That's not good. I'll drop down again to see if I can find that fish. Really want to find it. Don't like injuring a fish and letting it go. And already I can see there's a couple of coral trout here. There's one on my right and there's one on my left here. I like the bigger one, and I line him up, and damn it, I missed way too low. Spewing about that. That was coral trout everywhere there. Another drop on the same coral bed. I'm determined to find that coral trout because I hate injuring fish and not be able to recover them. I really, really hate it. So a more detailed look this time. Nice coral bed. I'm going to go around and check what's on the other side here. Good viz. Here we go, another coral trout right in front of me, but that's not my priority. I want to find that other fish. Can't see him anywhere. Oh, that's a bummer, real bummer. I guess he'll show up at some point. Back on the bottom on a different coral structure. Really nice down here. I've given up looking for that trout. Maybe he'll show up at some point, other point, but for now, I'll just do my thing, I reckon. And looking to my right, I spot a shark coming in. He's probably smelt the blood in the water or that commotion from that trout. And yeah, he's probably looking for it like I am. Yeah, got to keep an eye on this guy, I reckon. Can never be too careful. Another drop on that original coral bed, and I cannot believe my luck. Looks like I found that injured coral trout. I shot this trout and it came off, and I was totally spewing because I don't like to injure fish and have them get away. And then I had a second shot at another trout and completely missed. I don't know what was going on there. But then I went for a swim around and then came back and found the original trout that I shot. And you can see that it's got a couple of holes in it. This is definitely the trout I shot. And so happy to get him back on the boat. Yeah, really good trout. Good place down there. One little shark swimming around. But yeah, all good. I knew that shark hanging around meant that the trout was still there. And so I wanted to get him before the shark did, and we did. Another trout on the boat. These things are absolutely one of the best tasting fish in the ocean, and there is so many of them here. So yeah, targeting trout is definitely one of the things that I like to do. And yeah, beautiful. All right, get him on ice and jump back in the water. Very interesting ground here. Lots of different rock structures and coral structures, which hide a lot of fish, which was awesome to look at and just swim all around. The viz, probably about 10 to 15 meters, a little bit cloudy, wasn't the best. I've seen better, it's been better here. You know, one can't complain. I'm on the Great Barrier Reef by myself, doing exactly what I love, spearfishing and diving. Got a couple of fish, got a trout that I shot twice. Managed to pull him in on the second time, really good. Saw heaps of other trout, missed a lot of trout as well, which is probably good. I don't know what I'd do with them anyway. Saw a large turtle come in and he was just swimming around a couple of times. Super cool creatures. I love turtles and love spending time with them in the water. And then at some point the sharks started to come in and there was sharks bloody everywhere. They kept following me around even when I wasn't shooting any fish. They probably worked out that I'm there to catch fish, and so they wanted to try and tax me if they could. Bloody taxmen. Just kept swimming around. I didn't let the sharks bother me too much. I had no intention of shooting fish while they were around anyway. And that's just the way it goes. I mean, this is their territory. I mean, we're just visitors here. So you got to respect that and just don't take stupid risks. That's a really good achievement for me, being alone on an island 7 days. Yeah, and we'll have a chat about how I feel a little bit later on. For now, I'm gonna clean these fish and then get back to camp. Yeah, if you're enjoying this video and like the content I produce, then please subscribe, like, and share this channel. I need more subscribers to keep doing exactly what I do here, and I can only do that with more support from you guys. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, share it, and subscribe. All right, I'm gonna clean this fish. Thanks, guys. First thing I've eaten all day, it's 1 o'clock, and yeah, eggs, tomato, lettuce. Always a go-to when you're hungry. Yum. Real fine pieces like that, small pieces, is what you want. The top part is always better than this bottom belly part, but I'm going to do all of it sashimi anyway. Bit of soy sauce. Some wasabi right there. Bon appetit. That is really good. Fresh coral trout sashimi, that's the way to go. Good morning, guys. Yeah, very interesting morning. It rained a little bit last night and there are rain clouds everywhere, so hopefully that won't put a dampener on things too much. Well, this one is so full, full to the brim actually. Oh, so yummy. I made this spear about 3 weeks ago. It's just a spearhead on a dowel from Bunnings, and what I've done is drilled through the center of this rod to about this deep, and then added some M6 threaded rod, and this is an M6 threaded spearhead. So yeah, really simple. I then just sanded this back to a tapered finish because it looked like just that, a square end. Yeah, but that is a pretty good spear, probably the best spear I've made yet. It's more in lines with a traditional Aboriginal spear, really long and light. I got a little fish that I'll use for bait. The indigenous Aborigines also use a thing called a woomera on the end, which is a bit of timber, and they use that to just get some more leverage and power with it. But I haven't decided if I'm gonna make a woomera yet. I kind of like this spear just the way it is. Real easy to throw, and yeah, super fun to play with. I've been using it off the boat just to catch little bait fish, but there are lots of other fish chasing the bait fish here. You've got trevally, queenfish, and also the odd Spanish mackerel, the little ones. Yeah, this is going to be very, very fun to use, I think. So total cost on this was $50 for the spearhead. It's a Salvmeyer spearhead, M6 spearhead. This rod was, I think, around $10 or $20. And then the threaded rod on here was only $5. Yeah, so for $70, really good spear. Really well balanced spear as well. I'm not going out in this weather. It went well. Look, coconut. Only a little one, but left on there. That's going to grow, I reckon. More up here. And some tiny ones up there. That is impressive. Another eagle feather. That is awesome. Really big one as well. Wow. Yeah, as you see on this side, very well protected. Can't feel any wind whatsoever. Perfect. I've now got a total of 3 feathers from the resident sea eagle that lives just over here. This one here was the original one, but that was probably a couple of years old now. And yeah, you can see the difference. But I think I'll keep that in there. I like the color of that. That one's kind of a bit of contrast. But I'll keep these as well and give them away to some friends. I'm gonna make a quick bite of breakfast, an egg wrap with some salad, some tomato, some lettuce. Very, very simple, but very, very delicious. And then once I've done after breakfast, I'm gonna jump in the water here for a shore dive. This island has an amazing reef around it, but usually the water visibility isn't that great, but I've just checked it and it looked like it could be pretty good. And so, yeah, after breakfast, we're going to jump in the water and do a shore dive, maybe catch a fish. I'll take the spear gun anyway. Geez, that wind is really starting to pick up now. You can see it coming on the edges here, over there as well. Yeah, it'll still be good for a dive for us just here. All right, guys, time to jump in the water. Let's see what it looks like down there. I hope it's good. Actually, I know it was going to be good. I don't know the correct name for these fish, but they're in the class of mother-in-law fish, and they're the kind of fish that you don't generally shoot, but if you do catch one, then you give that fish to your mother-in-law. You don't eat it yourself. This is a very strange find. These are all clamshells all in one place, which only suggests that there is some sort of predator that lives here and is disposing of the shells. I'm thinking octopus, but I really have no idea what's here. Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what you think lives here. visibility was about 5 meters, which is a bit better than what is usually over here. Sometimes you can get it crystal clear, but on this occasion 5 meters was good enough anyway. I had a whole school of trevally follow me around the whole time I was diving. I think they were looking to take advantage of any little kill that I had, but little did they know that I was going to be after one of them a little bit later on. All in all, it was a pretty good dive. Saw a coral trout, saw a tusky, saw a big tusky as well, and I really didn't feel like following it either. I mean, I've got plenty of fish, so I don't have to worry about that. For me, I just like getting in the water and just cruising around. It really keeps me present rather than thinking about the past and the future and all those sort of things. It keeps you focused on exactly what you're doing, and that's where you should be, in the present. Yeah, towards the end, that school of trevally kept following me, so I just popped one of them in the end. Unfortunately, no footage because the GoPro failed. Some water got into it, and it is now kaput. Yeah, GoPro's supposed to be waterproof to 10 meters. That wasn't even 5 meters, and it let water in. So yeah, pretty disappointed. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it goes, and I'll be looking for a new underwater camera, I guess. It's just been cooking over a low flame for the last 30 minutes, and I think it's just about ready to eat. So I'm just gonna eat it straight off here with a bit of lemon. I'll just peel this skin back like that. There we have it. Looks cooked to perfection. Bit of lemon. Oh, super soft and so tasty. That is so fresh. From the ocean directly to the fire, and so nice. That is really good. That is really good. Well, that's it. I've made it to 7 days alone on this island, and yeah, a few things. Absolutely awesome to be out here and enjoying nature as much as possible, doing as many dives as I can, catching my own fish, cooking that fish, and enjoying all the nutrients that comes with it. Absolutely loved it. Although being alone makes you kind of sit back and just think about a few things that are in your mind that you can't escape. And I think that's kind of a little challenging at times, but if you just breathe through it, you can get through it quite easily. I think what I've realized in being out here is that a life like this, an adventure, and all the things that I do, it's only really can be appreciated when you're sharing that adventure with somebody. And yeah, I kind of am at that point now where I want to share this with somebody else, not only a partner, but friends, family, other people I meet. I want to teach them the things that I know, because it really is a life that has a lot of value. This life, living in nature and doing all the things that keep you fit and healthy, I think are a benefit to a lot of people. And this is in part why I make these videos. I make these videos to share what I'm doing, but also to inspire other people, to raise awareness and to show people that there is a life outside normal than 9 to 5. I can't wait to make the next video for you guys. And if you'd like to give me some input on what you'd like to see, then place a comment in the comment section and tell me exactly what you'd like to see. I mean, I'm just out here doing things that I like, but if there's something that you'd like to see, and if we get enough people saying the same thing, they want to see the same kind of content, well then I'm more than happy to produce that content, as long as it's in line with what I'm doing. Absolutely. We are almost at 6,000 subscribers, and that absolutely blows my mind. I love the support and all the comments that you guys make, so keep it coming. All right, take care guys, be safe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.